We are working in Module 10, and in this particular module, we are talking about all the formatting options that Excel has available to use. We've made it all the way down now to Section 6, where I want to talk to you a little bit about using the Format Painter option that Excel has. And you will have this option in all the Microsoft Office products. When you do a lot of formatting, a lot of it's time consuming, especially if you have several areas where you need to use the exact same formatting. You can actually use the Format Painter to help make that process a little bit easier. Let me show you how working with the Format Painter actually helps out. In this exercise, we have two different divisions of our company. There's our Books and Beyond. We've got the Northeast region at the top here, and if I scroll down, you'll see there's the Mideast region down below. And it looks like we did some formatting up top, but we didn't really do any formatting down below. Let's say that I'm looking at this and I've got January formatted the way I'd like. You can see there's a color in the background. I've rotated my text a little bit. There's also a particular color and font that were used. And I'd like February, March, April, and totals to be the exact same. I don't really remember what the colors are that I chose here, and I don't remember the font. I could actually copy all of the formatting from one place to another. Here's how this works. You start by selecting where you'd like to copy from, in this case where it says January, and this is your Format Painter. I'm right here on the Home tab on the clipboard grouping. If I click on that, notice my mouse has a little paintbrush attached, and I can now click in any of these and it will have the same formatting. I could go ahead and turn this back on and click on February. And you'll see that when you do this, that it actually works one time and turns itself off. A little trick to help you out. When you first turn on Format Painting, double click and then it will stay on until you turn it off. So notice that I could now scroll down if I wanted and come down and get January, February, March like that. And to turn it off, you just go back and click on Format Painter or hit Escape on your keyboard. Either one would work. Now I could do that, but what if I have a lot of different regions that I want to look exactly the same? That's a lot of work. I wanted to show you that you can actually use Format Painter when you're working with a range of cells as well. If I go ahead and select from B2 all the way down to G16, I now selected my entire table. All I have to do is click on Format Painter and then scroll down until where I see the Mideast region. Now here's where I want to click. You want to click where this starts. I'll click in B18 and you'll notice now that the entire Mideast region now looks just like the Northeast region up at the top. A couple of things that you need to know about this. First of all, don't try to select something when you're pasting this, because it'll only work on the cells you have selected. As long as you click where you want to start, it'll fill down and across for you. You don't have to worry about that. The other thing is there's one little caveat here. I actually added row 8, and that's where I put Newberry. If you remember us doing that back up in section 1, that means that we now have 5 names here and we have 5 names here. If you only had 4 names on the top and 5 on the bottom, what would have happened is when you copied the formatting, it would have actually not had any formatting on the bottom row, and actually every row would have been off 1. The caveat is that you have to have the exact same amount of columns and rows when you do this, or it's going to turn out a little funky looking, and you might have to go in and manually make some of those changes. But that's the quick way to use your Format Painter right here. All the Microsoft Office products have it, and you'll want to make it your best friend in any program you're working in. That's all I have to say right now about using Format Painter. Let's go ahead and wrap this up, and we'll move over into section 7 and talk about protecting your sheets.